Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, I'm John, this is Ben, your true nerd, and welcome back to Rome Total War. Last time we saw defeat clutch from the jaws of victory as the Scipii were just able to take Cirta. Very, very annoying indeed, and that leaves one prize unclaimed, Carthage, and now we are in a bit of a race with the flipping Scipii to see who can get to it first. Big questions to be answered there. The Julii took a bite out of Spain, but I feel like they're going to struggle to hold it. And meanwhile, we have still got problems with the Thracians up north. I think that's everything I can do this turn. However, this is the same turn. I did a whole bunch of stuff last time. So I'm going to end this turn off here. Because yes, indeed, I think now we need to figure out what happens next. Though actually, hang on. I remember what I wanted to do. You, my good man, useless general I purchased from somewhere or other. You, my good man, are simply heading into the mountains to see what you can see. Nothing major from the Romans. I think that is the Scipii closing in on the... Hello. Yep, the Thracians want another go at my flipping bridge defense, and this is exactly what I wanted them to do. The game reckons these guys have the advantage. So actually, it says 3-2 in what looks like my favour, yet the bar looks like it's in their favour. Whatever, I'm sure it's fine. What the Thracians have done here is they've sent a massive army without a general, which is a terrible idea to begin with. And what they've decided to do is they've basically marched their biggest, nastiest army straight at me, try and take the bridge. Not gonna work out well for them, spoiler warning. This is exactly what I wanted to happen. The Thracians had some big, scary armies, but if they want to throw them away at bridge battle after bridge battle, that's just fine. Though this one is certainly going to be tougher than the first. Okay, remember to set one small group of units just to go and guard that area over there. They can just stay as part of that group. Other than that, what did we learn from last time? Maybe I want a slightly more closed up bowl of troops around the entrance here. I mean, the same basic front line is fine. We'll use the hoplites, we'll use the principes, but this time I think we'll probably close it up with some basic hastati, who I don't really mind if they get shot in the back a little bit. They're very cheap and easy to replace. Thracians at the back can just mop up anything that breaks through. Everything else can be at the side over here. Right, start the battle. There we are. That's a proper big old battle line, isn't it? Yes. And what's more interesting is I don't think they've really brought any indirect fire. They've just brought a hell of a lot of troops and a hell of a lot of peltas. No archers. So there's going to be no counterfire going over the river because the peltas don't have the range. Good quality archers. Like, if you've basically got a bridge fight, what you want to do is you want to bring just, like, really good quality archers yourself. Then you can just draw them up here. And even if you're the one attacking and having to cross the bridge, you can just pick the enemy apart with your superior archers, which is a good way to handle it. Now, let's just get ourselves drawn up nice and close to this here bridge here. And this time, unlike last time, we are actually going to properly close the door and have some hastati here at the edge just to make sure. The horses can just basically draw up over here, ready to charge in and take out anything that gets too close. And now, meanwhile, we need to get the peltas can just be like over here-ish. That's fine. Arguably, they should be a little bit closer. Yeah, that'll be fine. Even if they kind of toss into the back of the hastati a little bit, that's not a problem. Archers behind them. Again, they might shoot someone in the back, but it doesn't really matter. And they can just run into position as well. These guys can now just move up a little bit, as can these guys. And they can basically just start firing as soon as they can. So yeah, everyone move into position. You move into position as well. So these guys now aren't going to try and cross like that. They're going to vaguely form a new line. Everything can be pretty much fire at will. Looks like one set of Folksmen is really, really keen to have the position of honor, to be the first guys across. So guys, why don't you all run into position, because it feels like they are in a hurry to die. Yep, they're in a real hurry to die, in fact. So these guys are just going to cross here, move into position, and these guys are, well, the archers are already doing their work. They're just going to start shooting these guys, and oh dear, they're going to break before they even kind of touch us, which is great. Yeah, they're already wavering, which is fine. The archers are doing great work, and in come the flipping Illyrians as well. And those guys will break almost immediately. They'll just run straight through. Incidentally, I want my onagers to be focusing on the rear. Those guys at the back. Yeah, militia hoplites. There we go. So those guys go for those guys. These guys go for these guys. Just go for the hoplites, because the hoplites will be the ones that are crossing the slowest. So as a result, the onagers soon are going to start going in. And incidentally, the frame rate will tank, because, you know, there's a lot of things happening right now. There's a lot of men being rendered simultaneously, and they're all being shot. So, as a result, yeah, my frame rate is just tanking like hell. That's Fine. In comes the... Oh, that was a lucky shot for you. In come the ballista. The ballista that will just tear these guys apart. You see, basically, nothing's really crossing the bridge at this point. Nothing's really managing to cross the bridge. These guys are... Apparently, these guys are steady. Well flipping done. Do you guys have anything left? Could you guys just actually just toss some spears at these guys, please? Thank you. So we're just going to have some spears tossed to the side of these lads, just to make sure these guys break. And in come the spears, because the Principes are being pushed back a little bit here. Just go for these guys. You guys can just keep firing up there, incidentally. The Onagers are just basically tearing through anything that comes in this direction. The Hastati, I think, can probably... I don't know why you guys aren't really fighting, to be honest. You guys, just get into the side of them. That started to become a bit of an annoyance because they're actually pushing into my Principes. But as soon as these guys have someone hit them in the side, they will probably break soon afterwards. They're already wavering. They don't like being surrounded. So if anything kind of gets too close, then just basically, yeah, they're already backing off. Trying to back off. Winded. Shaken. Now they're in trouble. And now I can pull those Hastati back again. We don't need them to be too close up to me. But at this point, the computer's struggling a little bit because you can just see the number of corpses on the bridge. The archers are just getting a ridiculously large number of attacks in. The flipping ballista are also doing really, really nicely. Ballista, let's put these guys into firing thing mode. Go on, why not? So yeah, archers, fire in. In comes the flaming bolts from the ballista in a moment. And come on, let's get the first bolt in. Oh, that's nice. Lovely. Oh, yes. You can see them on fire like that. As we are actually running low on arrows, let's actually slow this fire down a bit by... Oh, we just happened to hit the general. Sheer coincidence, we just hit the general with the flaming bolt. And in a moment, we are about to trigger a mass rout. Because, yeah, we're just going to go for the onagers. I'm just going to I've turned all the archers onto flaming arrow mode. And that is going to trigger the rout in a second. Yep, there it is. You see, it's all just kind of starting to speed up. They're just running through. They don't know what they're doing anymore. The onagers can just turn their attention to these guys at the very rear. Why not? Phalanx pikemen, go for it. And now, at this point, we're just mopping up. Love a good bridge battle. It's the best thing. And now their entire army has broken, basically before they even ever got to me. Which is actually now why you want to actually have your cavalry standing by. Because at this point, everyone's done. So you may as well have the cavalry charge at the guys at the very rear and just start pushing over the bridge as fast as you can. Because now at this point, we probably want to just have these guys actually stop firing. Because they're already broken, so there's not really any point anymore. So we'll just have these guys go through here. And my horses will now just start desperately chugging through everything. And the frame rate desperately tries to keep up with what's going on here. And these guys just desperately try and push through me. And we can now just start pushing them through. Horses are just taking some damage just because of probably a friendly fire. God only knows what's happening down here. But yeah, the poor Thracians not doing so hot right now. Incidentally, something over there has decided it doesn't want to get involved. It is one unit of peltasts. These are the cleverest Thracians on the planet. They decided not to try and push over the bridge. Because, yeah, when a unit breaks, it always tries to break over the bridge. So basically you can mop them up really easily. They don't break backwards. Yeah, if we just have a quick look at the bridge here, feels to me like this did not go well for them. You gotta love that giant pile of Thracians on the bridge. 129 kills to 2,500. Love bridge battles. Great fun. So, that is another army cleared out, but probably more flipping coming in yet, because these guys just aren't going to learn their lesson. And popularity. My popularity is being gained with the Senate. I suspect they've just got over that whole I attack Thrace thing. Let's check the Senate floor here. Okay, yeah, popularity has been gained with the Senate a little bit, and we're getting somewhere with the people as well, which is lovely. Diplomatic information, anything of interest. House of the Julii in Thrace, fine, and something else with the Numidians and the Armenians doesn't really affect me, to be honest. Faction announcements! What else have we got here? A philosopher for my little chickpea, that's always welcome. Spurious Scapula picks up an artist, happy for that as well. Yep, that all seems good to me. Now, Carthage. Carthage, because what I suspect is going on here right now is, well, I think they're trying to actually bloody reinforce Carthage. That's not going to work out well for them. They have not attacked Carthage, they couldn't get to it in time, but Carthage is their next target. I don't want to let them do that. I would like to besiege Carthage myself, and incidentally, would you just get out of my territory, please? There you are, please sink, thank you. Now, that's the guy with my general, my little kid, poor little Galerius Brutus, who is a benevolent ruler and a gate breaker. So, you know, we'd like him to get to Carthage if we can. But the more important thing is, we need to get to Carthage. Now, I'm not sure if I'm actually capable of beginning a siege this turn. However, what I think I can do is, like, you know, if I put this army down here, it wouldn't have any movement points left. However, if I move this unit of cavalry up here and then attack the city from above, now we maintain the siege, and now I try and merge the army, done. And I bet that would not have worked out that way previously. Okay, now, what we've got here is we've got a family member, large temple of Baal. Oh, that is, yeah, that's the equivalent of Jupiter, I'm pretty sure, so you would be able to upgrade to that way. They've also got their own equivalent of the large temple of Mercury, Milquart, I think, though I'm not good at Carthaginian pronunciation, so don't quote me on that. They've got nothing in here, but yeah, basic infantry, camels, archers, and the family member. I think we can hold out here for the time being. I don't want to go in and... Why do I have a ram? Where did that ram come from? I don't know. That's interesting. Okay, fine. What I want to do is, yeah, build 2 towers and a whole bunch of ladders. And apparently I can... Well, apparently I could attack now because I've got a ram. I just don't know where that ram really came from, to be perfectly honest. And I'd be vaguely interested if potentially the Scipii are actually going to draw up to the city as well and potentially help me out here. Because if they do, I might be willing to just knock down the gate and then let them handle the rest of it. Still, that's all we can do for now, or rather, that's not all we could do for now. I could theoretically actually, yeah, just go in and take the city, apparently, somehow, God only knows how. But let's not do that. Instead, let's actually, well, no, let's leave this guy here. Let's leave that guy here just in case the Scipii decide to go wandering off in this direction over towards Tingi over here. So, yeah, interestingly, the Spanish aren't trying to take their city back, which is kind of annoying. I really wish they would, because they could easily do it. Meanwhile, can't help but notice the British hanging around here, and all of the Julii armies have fled south to deal with Spain. This could be a really good opportunity for the British to go and take Alesia back. I'd like it if they did. And finally, my useless guy I bought can actually start doing what I want him to do all along, which is basically laying all the watchtowers in the world in this here mountain range. Because, yeah, there's a lot of stuff in this mountain range, incidentally. Oh, go on, pick up some Scythian mercenaries, why not? Yeah, I'd like him to just basically lay some stuff around here, because, as you can see, there's a road here, and this is my territory up to this point, and then there's Cappadocia for a massacre around here, so this is technically my point up to this crossing here, but right now I have no idea what's happening in it, so I need to send him around here to get some towers on that. I want to put a tower here as well, and over here in this pass. Basically, like, I just want to be able to see what's going on, because otherwise, like, you know, there might be rebel armies showing up in here, or indeed an invasion I just haven't spotted yet. Now, meanwhile, Oppius Brutus, we like Oppius Brutus, he's got very good indeed, aside from being a poor farmer. Other than that, he is very solid indeed, has arrived with a good-sized army here in Egypt territory, or at least former Egyptian territory. And by the way, where's that boat? There's the boat. Would you mind getting on that boat? There we are. Let's go buy Salamis next turn if we can. That'd be lovely. Yeah, you've arrived here with a big army. The question is, what do you want to do with that big army at this point? Because, well, the most logical place for you to attack would be over here. It's unguarded, there's a faction there, and not much is actually floating around it, though it is apparently in a state of revolt right now. Damascus is just a town, so they're not going to be able to produce much there. That's a minor city, but it looks underdeveloped. So, probably the best thing that we could do might be to march straight into this Egyptian huge city and then just basically, yeah, tear it all down, knock down its walls, make it, well, we make it as Roman as we can. The problem we've got here, of course, is Egyptian has huge culture penalties, and once it's a huge city, you can't upgrade it. And Egyptians often get a lot of huge cities because, like, they've got some high growth areas like Alexandria over here. Though, admittedly, that is just a large city because it went for a period of, and yeah, well, Memphis is a huge city, which is why you need to go and get to the Great Pyramids and Sphinx sooner or later, because otherwise you will just run into endless trouble with Egyptian cities that are constantly culturally Egyptian, that you can never make fully 100% Roman. So what probably we need to do here is, yeah, if we're going to begin the war, we need to begin it over here. Now, fortunately, I have brought myself some extra stuff we can do, and how are the walls? Standard stone walls. Interesting. Standard stone walls, nothing too dramatic there. The onagers won't be able to keep up, but if the city's basically unguarded, I don't need them to. I can keep those guys in Antioch. And incidentally, we need to figure out what to do with all these new guys. So we've got a competent bureaucrat here. He could potentially stay in Antioch while Spurious Scapula. Well, admittedly, Spurious Scapula might actually be better off staying in Antioch, because Spurious Scapula has the slight problem that he's got the doubtful courage. Potentially, his, I guess, son, because he showed up in the same city, Oppius Balbus, might actually be able to become a better general in time. So he might want to just take a secondary army and just move that over here, ready to take on whatever forces Egypt push in this direction, including... Ooh. Yeah, okay. Yeah, we're going to want to be careful of that. That's got to be a slightly damaged army, because I can see it's not full strength according to the banner. Yeah, I'd say we probably want to start getting some troops heading south as soon as possible. We've got the mercenaries we bought there. I don't want to move much more south there. I'd like to keep a decent force here. I feel like probably, actually, we do actually need this army up here. We've got this lovely spare army just floating around, currently bumming around Greece, taking out flipping rebels. In fact, let's not do that. I think I built some flipping... yeah, I've got loads of diplomats floating around, actually. I kind of had some around. Screw this guy. We're just going to buy this. We need to get our money down anyway, quite frankly. And, wait... What did I just hand over? I really hope I just handed over 11,400, not 114,000. And what's your price for going as well? 15,000. Done. Lovely. Yeah, go away. Go away, all of you. Right, yeah. We need this army to start making its way as soon as possible. And incidentally, can we get over to... Oh, we can't quite. I really hoped we could, but never mind. Yeah, get you a little bit further north. I want to keep an eye on the campus city as well. Yeah, that's their capital. A barbarian shipwright. It can train boats and big boats. Yeah, I'm convinced enough. We need to send some reinforcements further south from this main force here. It's not much, but it'll do. This city looks secure enough because we've got Titus Victor hanging out here for the moment. I was reminded in the comments, by the way, Conqueror is not as high as it gets. Conquering Hero is the one level above it. So you don't need to retire Conquerors, but you may wish to retire Conquering Heroes. So we've got Egyptian cities in our sight. We have got Carthage under siege, which is very much to my liking. I'm kind of hoping they won't come and attack us, at least for a couple of turns until I can get my actual fleet there. That would be nice. And we also need to keep an eye on the Julii, who, yeah, now have a very long extended border against the British. Very, very interesting indeed. And it feels like the bloody Thracians want to just keep throwing their strength away, which is fine, because the Senate seem to have come round to the idea of war with Thrace, which is okay, because now, if I were just to move the frontier a little bit further north and take these two cities as well, Thrace would now be left with nothing but one basic town. So at that point, they basically would be eliminated as a threat. And it wouldn't have even been their town in the first place. It would have been one of the towns they took off the Dacians. Poor lambs. Still, that's enough for now. Time to figure out if the new Midians or the Thracians are going to attack me. That's the Julii not doing anything. Scipii floating around. Dacians, God knows what the Dacians want to do with themselves. Thracians wandering off. Thracians attacking my vastly superior fleet. Screw you. And I hope I've still got time to complete the mission. Yes, I can indeed. Good. Besiege that port. That'll get me a reward. Alliance in tatters, Germania and Thrace. Okay, what caused that to happen? Germania and Thrace. Germania and Thrace. Possibly the fact that Germania and Thrace have no particular reason to be friends whatsoever, because they don't even share a bloody border. I guess possibly they share the common enemy of Scythia, but... No, that's not right, because the Thracians have always been good friends with the Scythians. Intriguing. Numantia remains untouched for the Julii for some reason. Ah! Juliana Scapula. Spurious Scapula's son has come of age. He apparently had 2 sons within like 6 months of each other. That doesn't make a huge amount of sense, but whatever. Oh, he's got loads of traits. Right. Okay, so, he's apparently loyal. That's not good. He's angry. That's bad as well. He's unusual. That's also bad. He's a heartless ruler. Do you have anything good, by the way? Firm personal morality, that's not great. Understanding of natural philosophy and testy. Right. So basically, he's terrible at everything. Okay, what we need to do is we just need to send this kid somewhere where he can actually kind of, like, learn how to be a good person, hopefully. I mean, let's just... Okay, I'm just going to send him all the way back to Pergamum. Screw it. I don't care. He's kind of useless. So, you, my good man, sorry. You're not promising. You're going to... Look, just make your way over to Pergamum, alright? It'll be fine. Spurious the Ugly, however, finally completes his army up here on this bridge. Whether or not this guy will come down and fight him, we don't know. There's certainly of force heading in this direction, so I would say it's definitely a good idea to have some troops floating around. Yeah, we'll send 4 units of heavy infantry just to make sure he can hold the bridge. Other than that, basically, we just need him to have, yeah, the onagers as well. Beautiful. Probably could do with just 1 unit more of cavalry if you'd be so kind, just for running them down, but shouldn't be a big deal. And, ooh, slight concern. Yeah, we've got trouble there. Right, hang on. Chickpea, who is a poor farmer, tragically. Step outside, no mercenaries to buy. Any chance you could send some? No, there's no way you can get horses to me this turn. Right, you may need to hand some of that infantry back, sorry. Okay, I've just created a queue large enough to reduce the population just about enough that we should be fine at least for the minute, at least until I can get some better quality troops up to him. I'll send from Byzantium the Velites up there so they can join up with him next time. And sooner, by the way, hopefully we'll have paved roads, which will help speed things up. Because, yeah, right now Tyler still annoyingly has dirt roads. And we've definitely got ourselves a new army coming up here. But it feels like, actually, they've wised up to this bridge being taken, so I don't want to go over to this bridge. Which is unfortunate, because the ugliest man in the world, possibly a human-troll hybrid, is waiting under that bridge for them. Now, meanwhile, over here, this guy is now standing outside the walls of Carthage. My general is coming up over here, which is fine. He'll be able to join up with them next turn. Just keep on building more troops, because these guys just get weaker and weaker as time goes on. Sure, just build a few more siege towers. I see no reason why not. Because I'd like my general to be the one to actually get the glory for this, because there might well be some glory involved. And as I suspected, the Scipiones are indeed heading off in this direction. I've still got 1 unit of Equites trailing them. Very good. Right, build myself a watchtower right into my territory here. And now, this guy can now head south and get eyes on Jerusalem. Jerusalem is interestingly not desperately well guarded. Faction leader is in there. Age 45, okay, but not spectacular. Looks like it's recently had some rioting because there's a fair bit of damage going on. Now, they've definitely got some good tech floating around somewhere because Pharaoh's bowmen are amazing. Like, as good as it gets. Vastly superior to Roman archers. Now, I could squidge over here and attack right now. But if I do, well, I might not be able to quite pull it off. You know, let's not do that just this second. Instead, let's just keep all the troops moving together. And incidentally, still no sign of any actual leaders, with the exception of the faction leader and the factioner, who are both going to be very hard to assassinate, so don't worry about that. We've got an army here. It's not exactly spectacular, to be honest. Spartacus finally makes it up there, which is good, because that means we can finally cancel the monthly races, so we're not spending so much money. Retrain him. I should probably hand over his soothsayer to someone else, because soothsayers are great. I'm not sure Romans can even get them. Okay, so, we've got 1 tower built right up here, keeping an eye over there. That's fine. That means you can now... What do you mean that tower can't see there? That's complete nonsense. Okay, fine. There's one exact spot my spy can stand in where he can see both of these cities anyway, so that's fine. And also gets a good long look down this road, which is welcome. Now, next big thing, of course, this little town right here. Bribe this little town. Come on, what's it going to be? 36,000? Flipping done. Incidentally, we've got no troops to... actually hold it at the minute. Slight miscalculation. Guys... We need some troops, like now, otherwise this place is going to immediately revolt. Right, get the boat over here, right, now get some of those useless troops, just there, the ones we don't actually need for anything, get them over here. Oh dear. They're here, but they're not going to get there until, oh no. So there's going to be some level of rioting. So if I can build 1 unit of peasants to get up to... Oh, blimey. Right. Build 1 town watch and sort of hope this place doesn't revolt. Like, it'll probably revolt, but it hopefully won't actually kind of hand itself straight back over to the Egyptians. Hopefully. And the one was actually here, by the way. Governor's house, barracks, land clearance, mine, shrine to Isis. What I could do is if I just start demolishing things, I'll actually reduce the culture penalty because there won't be Egyptian culture here. So shrine to Isis, that will technically, well, that will actually hurt worse. Basically, hope. We just hope Salamis decides it's happy being Roman, alright? It's fine. And then finally move the general over to the little scrappy army we've managed to pull together. It's not much of an army, is it? No, it's really not much of an army at all. I feel like that's a concern. I mean, we've got some troops coming in here. We're just training some as we go along. Incidentally, what have you got plenty of? You've not got much in the way of indirect fire. You've not got much in the way of anything. You've got some archers there that could join up with ours, but... yeah, slight concern. We're running out of troops here. Though, speaking of which, we have got ourselves, and incidentally, are you willing to join up with us, by the way? Yeah, just reinforce this thing, and then we've got a new army coming in over here. This fleet needs to basically, which has now got the full stack army in it, needs to basically make its way along the coast as quickly as possible. In 3 turns, that'll make land. That's fine. Sending those troops by ship, as long as you're certain the ship's secure, which it should be, with 5 good quality ships there, that's got to be the fastest way. Yeah, you know what? I think it's time. It's time to just smash into Sidon, take it over, and then wait to see what happens next. In we go. This is a declaration of war. Yep, fine. Get building what we need to take the walls. And the inevitable war with Egypt has begun. God help us all, this is never easy. So that's Carthage under siege, and Sidon under siege as well. This is not gonna be fun. Let's see what the computer decides to do, shall we? Egyptian armies moving in. We're seeing a lot of troops mobilizing very quickly here. Armenians hopefully will not decide this is a good opportunity to get a surprise attack in on us. Hopefully, at least. Ah, but the Thracians want one more go. They want to take on Spurius the Ugly. Good luck with that, you stupid bastards. Now, what do we have here? Do we have a shallow crossing point or not? Because you don't always. It's, I think it's not like in 100% of battles, and you can kind of see because it looks a bit more shallow. No! I think on this particular one, you do not. In Barbarian Invasion, I think it was guaranteed there would be. And in addition, in Barbarian Invasion, a lot of units could actually swim. So, yeah, you could just kind of work around and flank that way. And you can tell we're in a slightly more Hellenic area right now. There's a lot of good little buildings over there. I'd call it a ruin rather than a building, to be honest. But what have you? So, basically the same thing again. Basic bridge battle tactics always work pretty nicely, albeit this time we're probably going to take a lot more casualties, because on this particular occasion, they've brought a lot more archers with them, and incidentally, our onagers are already starting to do good work there. It's good to see Falksmen being destroyed by massive boulders. Lovely. Now, on the plus side, very few phalanxes, almost entirely Falksmen. This is basically just an army of Falksmen. Okay, fine, go for it, I say. In which case, maybe go for the ones in the middle and try and hit them with a couple of flaming shots. Flaming shots are fun. Oh, you see, that's the inaccuracy of the flaming shots right there. They do just sometimes go, oh, I think you managed to hit someone, mind. Flaming shots, yeah, just basically go where the hell they bloody well feel like. There's not really any logic to what flaming shots do or don't hit. Might get one hit there. Oh, yep, you see, it took a whole bunch of people out there. And if you just happen to get a good hit, you can just kill a very large number of people. That is true. So they're lining up. The archers are probably about to start firing on our line, which is kind of irritating because our archers are the other side. But that's fine. Now we've just basically got firepots coming. Oh, look at that! Look at that! Militia hoplites down from 160 to 142. And if you actually hit them while they're kind of queuing for the bridge, like when they all kind of get all torn together, and oh, that was some more good things here. We've probably got... no, the archers decided not to fire. Well, that's lucky for us. I think they might be waiting for their line of archers to be complete, which is fascinating. Well, may as well go for their leader with the non-flamey ones. The flamey ones are incredibly inaccurate. Though I say that, we just got a really solid hit in there. Let's just basically go for their leader with the normal rocks. That will do a good amount of damage. Lovely. But if their leader gets weakened and breaks, the rest of them will break very easily. And they're ready to start moving. Here we go, and the archers did not start firing until the rest of the line was ready as well. Sadly, we are going to take some damage here. That's fine. You guys, by the way, in guard mode. Archers, prepare yourselves. This is going to be where you prove your worth. And that is just... oh, yes. Right, everyone, throw in the peeler. Throw in those peeler. These guys will break immediately, which is exactly what we need to see. You guys need to hold your positions as well, incidentally. And basically, as soon as we've got a mass break going on, I'll send the cavalry over the river just to make sure that our poor little phalanx doesn't take too much damage from those archers. But yes, this is Falksman just trying to push through, and I don't think it's going to work out well for them. Right, you guys, go over there. Probably go for the flaming arrows because we want to kind of encourage the break as soon as possible. Lovely. Don't fire at the general anymore, onagers. Don't fire at that. Instead, fire at there. Where's the phalanx? Where's the phalanx? There's a phalanx at the back there. I see him. Militia hoplites. Perfect. Fire at them instead. And now, if we just basically go over here and just fire all of the... Oh, the flaming arrows. In come the flaming arrows. Oh, yes, that will encourage some nice braking. And very soon, indeed, the frame rate, sir, she cannot take it. Enemy general flees. Life is good. Now we just start attacking anything that moves. And it's probably about time that we actually start sending in... Oh. Yeah, it's probably about time we start sending in everything. Right, guys, in a minute, go for the militia hoplites at the back. Panicked by fire. I can see that. It is a thing of beauty. Onagers attacking. These guys attacking. I think the archers have had enough. The archers have decided to screw it. And as soon as those guys at the back break, incidentally, guys, I want you to be attacking over here if you'd be so kind. We have taken some damage off the archers and whatnot. But for the most part, I think we are... good. Yeah, I need you guys to just finish off. Those guys, make sure they break. They're already wavering. They're going to take a huge amount of damage, and they're going to break immediately. Time to send in the horses to finish it all off, please. Thank you. And we'll just send you guys wandering off, and you guys as well. In go the horses to finish the job. Lovely. Now, we've taken some heavy damage to the frontline infantry, which is not too surprising, to be honest. Guys, I just said, walk away, please. Walk away. Thank you. And as the frame rate restores itself slightly, yes indeed, we again... Oh, look at all the crispy Thracians. The crispy Thracians. That's lovely. And a couple of units of archers decided... Oh yes, and those are just the guys who got killed by the fire pots off the onagers before the battle even began. And those guys have decided they can't be bothered. Good first battle, Spurious the Ugly. Good work indeed. And that looks to be pretty much the entirety of the Thracian strength thrown away. They've got one general just floating over here. They've got two cities without much in it. Yeah, possibly. We might just want to push into Thrace. What else have we got going on here? Everyone else has attacked Egypt. Parthia and Numidia are no longer allies. Neither are Parthia and Dacia. Fine. Thrace and House of Scipii doesn't really affect me, to be honest. Faction announcements. Any new kids showing up? No. But Spurious Scapula has picked up +1 management, plus 10% bonus on tax income. Very, very good indeed. Cassius the Lewd is hanging out with a mathematician. Just don't ask. He has some weird kinks. And Sardis has apparently grown again. Marvellous. That place can have a shipwright and whatever as soon as possible. Ah, as can Cadonia. Cancel the stables. We don't really need them. Just get those guys a shipwright as soon as possible. Though incidentally, bloody Thracians, get out of my city. And indeed, our general, now unfortunately facing the wrong way, has joined up with the army, letting us also buy some mercenaries, including some mercenary peltasts. Beautiful. So we have got ourselves right here, Carthage under siege by a huge army. Lovely. Our general, because he kind of came off the boat and then kind of faced that way, is now not facing the city. Dear, dear, poor Galerius Brutus. Luckily, this is his job. He's good at gate breaking. This is marvellously good news. So, next time, ladies and gentlemen, we shall walk through Carthage and see what the Scipii decide to do as a result of that. And arguably more interestingly, yes, war has begun with Egypt. Salamis, I know Salamis has trouble. Get in, Salamis. Oh, Salamis is fine again now. Well, whatever then. In which case, just destroy that shrine to Isis, and we know what we're building, of course. It's Mercury. You always want to go Mercury here. If we can, I'll bring some peasants over into this part of the world just to help Salamis grow, because we wanted to have a port as soon as possible. But the Egyptians are mobilizing in response. Big armies are moving over here. Yeah, there's one very large army moving in straight away. We've got another pretty decent army moving in this direction. And arguably not much in the way of leaders. There's one guy over there, Valerius the Killer. You might want to go and have a look see at Valerius the Killer. There you are, Valerius the Killer. You can... Oh, yes, good. We'll clear you out if you come anywhere closer to us. This is all very, very good indeed. But, must be said, for the moment at least, we don't actually have that much of an army present. So, we might want to hang back here for a second. Buy a penny flipping mercenaries. Oh, bloody Eastern mercenaries. Bloody worthless. Yeah. Arguably, we might have begun this fight a little bit early here, because we've got one good quality army. Antioch held with, honestly, not that much. Let's, by the way, get working on some large stone walls. I want some better defences here, just on the off chance. But the Egyptians are coming, and they're not happy with us. But I think, as soon as we have broken in here and killed the factioner, potentially this is where we hold out for now. Another news, I think I just bloody missed this. The Julii have just marched in and taken over Oscar. So, there are definitely some very large Spanish armies floating around here, and sooner or later, the Julii are actually going to have to fight those bastards, but I will say, the Julii are starting to get a little bit on the large and worrying side here. Large and worrying indeed. We might have to start, yeah, having a think about how to deal with them in the long term. I don't necessarily want to get stuck in a straight slugging match with these guys, but there are certainly ways and means we could make an eventual war against the Julii a little bit easier. We should probably start looking at those soon, ladies and gentlemen. But in the meantime, I've been John, this has been Many a True Nerd, and with both Carthage and the cities of Egypt falling into our hands, and 2 big sieges coming up next time, this has been Rome Total War. Thank you very much, and goodbye. Oh, cannibalism. Good, that's a useful thing. Good news, guys. Unless he rolls dreadfully, he should be safe. And that was a pretty dreadful roll. And now the ship doesn't explode. Yay! Not explode, not explode, not explode. We're running out of dice again. I wonder if there's any morphine left.